Alright everybody, I'm trying. Wait, where do we go? Okay, are we there? Trying to make sure I got everything right, and I'm going to leave it alone, not touch it, just because. Got a lot of people jumped in. So hello everybody. It's Denny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead, and I don't know, he's reading comments, I guess. And I have no way to stop them and run them back without messing something up tonight, because I don't have my mouse, my other computer messed up. And this one is going to be, so if we see a comment, fine. If we don't, it's just going like this. It's going to be really difficult.
The question was asked, why do we use Walmart salt instead of Redmond's salt when canning?
Yeah.
Because Redmond salt is all minerals. It's not really that high in salt. You want to use just plain salt.
Yeah.
You don't want to use iodized salt. You don't want to use mineralized salt. You just want to use plain salt when you're canning.
Yeah, and you can use canning salt. I mean, that's,
yeah.
I just always buy just plain old salt because it's cheap and it's just salt.
Yeah.
And the only reason with the rest of it is if you use iodized or you use other salts, it might cloud your jar some.
Plus it leaves a film in the canister, and
yeah.
You have to have vinegar to clean it out. It's just like using chlorinated water. If you use chlorinated water when you're canning, it really messes up your canner. It really gives your food a different taste. Yeah,
the canning salt works perfect, but I mean we always had lots of stored plain salt.
Yeah. Remember when salt was like 19 cents a box?
I don't even know what it is now.
We haven't bought salt in so many years.
It's been several years. We've been using Redmond, and I had a stash of plain salt, and I've got a stash of canning salt. So I've not had to buy any for, I know, 2 to 3, 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Darlene Wright says, y'all been fishing? Nope.
You've been feeding fish?
I have fed them a couple of times because I don't have much time during the day. We had to just fly by there and just throw some, out in the water and then run again. I've got so much going on, and then Wanda had to go have surgery on her mouth yesterday, and
yeah, if I look funny and talk funny.
Yeah.
Is there much of a difference between Walmart Epsom salt and farming Epsom salt?
No, Epsom salt is Epsom salt. I mean, it's magnesium. Now there are different types of magnesium. It's Walmart salt. I've used both. As a matter of fact, I've used both of them in my soil, and I've not seen any difference whatsoever.
Talking about Epsom salt now.
Yeah, we're talking about Epsom salt. Yeah.
Yeah. We bought that from Azure. That video went up today. I hadn't even looked to see the comments or anything, but we did buy, what was
50 pounds.
50 pounds?
Yeah, we bought 50 pounds.
From Azure, and Denny hasn't had time to use it. We just got it 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's just magnesium sulfate is what it is, and it's about 12, if my memory serves me correct, it's about 12.7% sulfur. And then I forgot the amount. The magnesium's pretty high in it.
All right. Somebody says, do we still need the duct tape?
Yeah, keep your duct tape. Do not get rid of your duct tape, because this event that I'm talking about, nobody knows when it's really going to happen. It's just that when it does happen, you're probably going to need the duct tape.
All right. Somebody's asking, can you share your recipe that you use with the tortilla chips? Okay. Usually I ground some beef, or deer, or turkey, or chicken, or whatever meat you have, but I usually use beef. I brown it. I usually saute some onions and peppers. I add a jar of salsa that we make, which is tomatoes, peppers, and onions again. Trying to think, I add a little bit of taco seasoning to it, cheese, cream cheese, mix it all up. You can add rice to it if you want to. And then I crumble those tortillas in on top of it, and it's delicious. We had some a couple of weeks ago, and I did add rice to that. It just makes it go further. Bake it a while.
Yeah. I have to put my glasses on to see.
Can I use oxygen absorbers instead of
what? Instead of what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A person said,
Hey,
how much?
Beth, how are you doing?
Someone said, how much duct tape should we have?
And what's the purpose of it?
You need at least 3. I would say probably 3 rolls, and the purpose of it is you're going to have to seal cracks when it comes time. You're going to need to seal around windows, doors, everything.
Yeah, because if it gets dry enough and you have like they did back in the day, what was it called? Where it was a drought and they had dust everywhere. The
dust bowl.
You don't want that dust coming in your house all the time because, let's face it, 99% of us are really clean freaks. And if dust starts easing through every little crack, and you don't think you have cracks until dust starts blowing through things.
Hey, Jen.
It can get in anywhere. So you really want to have a way to stop some of those cracks and crevices. Bugs is another one. You don't want bugs coming in and out, and they find a spot. I don't care where it is.
Bugs are going to get in. I don't care what spiders. The Bible talks about spiders, that they even live in the houses of the kings. You know, I mean, Texas Chopper's right. Get a good mask for the filter.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You're going to definitely need a good mask. Well, I've already bought me and Wanda a really, really good mask just to use. And it is not. Somebody said something about the event happening in July. There's not necessarily an event going to happen in July. It's going to be mainly after July. It could be anywhere between July and December of next year. We know it's going to be after July.
All right, Miss Mary Beth, we are still praying for you. She says
Yes.
she can only walk just a few feet right now. She's had a lot of health issues. So
Yeah.
y'all keep Miss Mary Beth because she's been with us a long time. Donna says, I live on a dirt road, and yes, it does. When before Danny and I married, where I lived out in Sumrall, I could take and dust my tabletop. This happened to me, and that's why I can talk. I was having one of my kids' birthday party, and I went in and I wiped that table down, just wiped it down as pretty as you please. 5 minutes later, somebody walked through and they go, you didn't dust that table. And I turned around and looked and I said, yes, I did. Walked and did my hand, and dirt was on it that fast because we had a gravel drive.
Right.
So yes, 5 minutes later it can happen.
Yeah. Next it says, Danny, also they will come up with new names for thunderstorms. Well, they're already naming winter storms, just like they do hurricanes or anything else. And you've got when we was coming up as young people and everything, even in our adult life, you never heard the word derecho or anything like that.
Not till the last couple of 3 years.
It's been like 2 or 3 years. And guys,
We never heard the word typhoon except like in China or in the Pacific. You didn't hear the word typhoon used around the United States somewhere.
I mean, our weather hasn't hit its peak yet. I mean, we're looking at the East Coast is fixing to get flooded out again. The West Coast is fixing to dry up. I mean, they're literally got one more massive system coming in out there, and they're fixing to start burning up. Center of the country, only God knows what's going to happen there. And y'all know I've told you about the 33rd parallel. Anybody that lives on that 33rd parallel to 38th, somewhere through that area through there, the storms are just going to be relentless. I mean, it's been planned. It's atmospheric rivers. That's another term we've never heard used before. It's all because of what's going on with the atmosphere. Actually, there's holding so much water in the upper atmosphere that when the conditions get right, all this water just turns loose and falls all of a sudden. That's something that we've never, ever had to deal with in the past. I mean,
and where Miss Lippy lives, yesterday she said they got 4 inches of rain. She didn't get any of the hail. Her garden was fine, but the town next to her had hail damage, plus they were flooding. the water had nowhere to go. And when you get 4 inches, we've gotten as much as 9 inches before.
Yeah, we've gotten 9 inches in one
And
time, but
it's a lot
that's
of water.
usually a tropical system that
Yeah.
comes through when that happens.
Not just normal rainy day weather.
I don't even know what our deficit is now. I haven't sit down and actually figured it up. Last year it was 40-something inches,
And we didn't make it up.
we didn't make it up. And right now, I mean, I'm sitting here. I know this spring we haven't had near the rain that we normally would have gotten.
Yeah, 3 Prepper said they
3% prepper said a month ago we got 15 inches in 2
days.
days. We've had places on the coast right down here from us that's got 10 inches in one afternoon. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Talking about the aphids, we think we've gotten them under control for now. Doesn't mean they won't be back, but if you watch the videos, we did an awful lot of damage control.
Yeah.
And Denny even took down the cattle panels.
I took the cattle panels down. I mean,
tilled the
everything.
ground.
We've done replanted sweet potatoes in there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of damage control there. And it doesn't mean they won't be back. We're seeing more bugs than we've ever seen before. And now it's the corn. We got to watch the corn for worms.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch the sweet potatoes and our potatoes for bugs. So
Marshall Farm, Delane says, Danny, what is a good organic way to get rid of worms on my dent corn? Would be BT. The letters capital B, capital T stands for Bacillus thuringiensis. That is probably one of the better ways to get rid of corn worms or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I've got to really check mine and see if I'm going to need to spray it on mine or not.
yeah, Tony Miles says they got 6 inches in the last 3 days at Hurley.
Wow. We hadn't heard from
Will be cool.
no,
He was on here last.
Brandon and them.
No,
Because they live right down there at Hurley.
is that where they live?
Yeah, they live at Hurley. What's it? Is Kayla?
Mm-hmm.
Kayla and Brandon, they own the the gas stations. I think that's what you call the gas stations right there.
Somewhere.
Right there in
they own
Hurley?
a couple of.
They own a couple of them there in Hurley. They're good friends of ours.
Tammy says, I thought about a solution to the twine. Danny could buy some rolls of green snow fence for your peas. It would last you for years. Just a thing. We're going to use our cattle panels.
We're just going to go back to using our cattle panels.
It was the best thing. Easy to put up, easy to take down.
Now, a lot of people keep telling me I should have took a torch and went down to cattle panels and stuff like that and just burned the aphids. Well, the cattle panels have galvanized coating on them, and if I run a torch down them, I'm going to ruin the galvanized coating, and when I do that, then they're going to rust, and they won't last a long time, so I don't use that.
Laura says, I have a volunteer potato growing in my Danny corn. What do you suggest?
Well, I'd leave it. It's not going to hurt anything. Let it go. It's not going to hurt anything.
Teresa said, I just received a severe weather alert here in northeast Georgia. Wow. We don't have any more rain tonight?
No, we've made it. I think we've made it past our rain here.
Yeah.
The cool front hadn't got here yet, but it will be by in the morning. Now, we was 80 degrees today. In the morning, we're going to be 50 to 52 degrees.
We keep having these little cool snaps, which is nice. It's good weather for us.
Mr. Donnie says, would freezing the twine kill the pest's eggs? You know what? I'm not 100% sure. I've been doing a lot of research on this stuff, and guys, there's so much stuff that's coming from China now, and it's being called American made and USA. Even our seeds from these companies, you think you're buying your seeds are coming from America? They're not. They're coming from China. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, I am literally blown away. Even I thought Hall's Tool was a trusted company, you know, and here I am finding out that their seeds are coming from across the water, and I'm not happy with stuff like that.
We're going to have to get back to
saving
our own
seeds.
seed,
Yeah.
so we know where they come from. We're going to have to get back to sharing seeds with each other so that we know they are U.S. seeds. And and there's things that we'll have to just not grow because we don't have it, I guess.
Yeah, now, Darlene put up a good thing there. Darlene Wright said aphid eggs live to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Flabbergasted with, disappointed.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, but those aphid eggs will live to negative 30, and that's the reason I tell you, I don't think, I just don't think that freezing it's going to do any good.
Yeah, it's not just them, it's other seed companies. A lot of your seed companies. Because so many people are getting into homesteading and so many people are trying to grow their own food all of a sudden.
Yes.
That these seed companies feel like, okay, I don't grow my own seeds and I've been getting them from Joe Johnson down the road and he can only provide me enough for 15 people and I've got 400 ordering.
Yeah.
So they've got to make up that order or they got to give people their money back. And so I knew a long time ago that most of the seeds that they sell really, really cheap are coming from overseas. There's no way. And people keep saying, oh, they grow their own seeds. No, they don't. They live on a couple acres and they can't grow their own seed.
So Reed Hendricks said, did your pecan trees have aphids? Not that I've seen yet, I'll be honest.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm not saying they won't, but not yet. Somebody said Hoss Tool probably just went bankrupt.
Well, it's not just them.
It's not just them. It's all your seed companies.
Your seed companies.
Now, I can't say all of them. Don't.
Lots of seed companies get them from people here in the United States.
Right.
And then if they have to make that up, they order from wherever. And just like Hoss, they were ordering from the Netherlands. He did not know they were coming from China. He thought he was getting from the Netherlands, from what I understand. So that's not on him.
Right.
He ordered through a company that he thought was, one thing, and he finds out
Farmall Fanatic. Thank you, Farmall Fanatic.
Yeah.
This buys one seed.
A tomato seed.
What? Look, you say that in a joking way. I used to help grow tomatoes in greenhouses, and each individual seed 25 years ago was 50 cents a piece for these seeds because they were specifically bred for growing in greenhouses. Now, and I'm sure today it would probably be $1 or $2 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying about Hoss. He did not know where he thought he was ordering from the Netherlands, is what I understand. He didn't know until he gets his receipt that it says because of tariffs from China. That would be all like us ordering from Amazon and then all of a sudden Amazon charges us because it came from China and we didn't realize it did. That would be kind of the deal, but so I don't order a lot of seeds anymore. We ordered specific ones that Danny wanted. Yeah. This time, the Lincoln English beans.
The Lincolns, which we made a mistake on that. We won't ever do that again.
We'll go back to using our seed.
We go back to using the seeds we've been saving for years and years. I thought I would just try it and see.
I don't know how you would go about verifying seeds, place of origin. Now, I know Azure sells some plants. I don't know if they sell seed.
I don't know where their seed comes from, but I'm pretty sure that he would not do it from
I don't know that if he has seed. I can't remember because I've not looked. But I do know they sell plants because several people on our stop got plants. But buying plant for plant, that gets expensive.
Now Tamara's right. Tamara's right. One thing I love about Greg, Greg is honest.
Yep.
And I give him credit for being honest. I mean, Greg and I, we had a little discussion here a while back about sweet potato draws and onions and things like that.
But now our onions, out of all he sent, what, a third of them may have made a decent onion? About a third?
Maybe a third of them. I know not a third because we got a bunch of them in the high tone didn't do nothing hardly. So
that's true.
Probably a quarter of them.
But now we got them really late.
Yes.
End of season when we should have gotten them first of season. So there was a lot of issues there. They're saying Azure does have seeds. Azure pretty much, a lot of their stuff is United States as far as that kind of stuff. They have their own gardens, they have their own orchards and different things. But I won't even guarantee they sell American seeds. I don't know nowadays.
Vicky says, will you plant more English peas come fall? No, Vicky, we can't, in the deep south down here, we can't plant English peas in the fall. It just stays too hot too long. It just doesn't work.
The deal seeds that they ordered from us, Mary Barnes says, was 100% viable. I've got a lot of them. We're going to see if I can get some more.
I save a lot of my dill seeds because you never know when you might need them for seasoning or whatever. And one plant that's taken care of will make you probably a little, what do you call, a snack bag full of seeds you can get off of one little plant. I mean, so if you watch what you're doing. Now, one thing that Wanda and I are really sad about is last year I harvested almost a whole quart bag full of, or let's say a pint bag full of carrot seeds. We have not found them seeds yet. We have been everywhere, looked through everything.
I don't know what happened to his seeds.
We don't know what happened to those seeds. And that was the best year of seeds I've ever had
We've
in my
never
life.
had carrot seeds like that before.
No,
never.
Never.
And he was so proud of them, and we can't find them.
We can't find them. I don't know where they went.
And I went through seeds today. I started the seeds that I had at the camp because we kept stashing stuff. And I got tired of stuff being stashed. So I had bought some little boxes to put seed in. And I had 3 boxes, and I went through everything at the camp, organized all of it, and I brought it over here to this office where we have a big cedar shift road, and it's full of all the rest of our seed. One day when I get really out of something to do, I guess, I'll come in here and I'll get all the seeds going, and I'll lay them out, and once I get them organized, then we'll show you what they look like.
Mr. Donnie says, my Cocoazel Zucchini from y'all was 100% germination and growing well. I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Donnie. Ours is doing pretty fair. Matter of fact, we got zucchinis about 7 to 8 inches long today. We haven't picked them yet, so we're going to give them another day or so. Cammy Akers said, I noticed y'all hit 30,000 subscribers on Pecan Grove. We did.
And this is what we meant to talk about that when we get there. I've been feeling pretty bad. And we saved, where are we at? Is that it?
We saved a couple of the knives back from Bear & Sons
to the little keeper, and he's opening it up.
To actually, at some point this week, I'm going to try to hold this up where y'all can get a good picture of it. And those of you, a lot of you have done bought.
Well,
I'm trying to get the angle right where you can see. There we go, right?
Well, you had it.
We're picking up something kind of,
I don't know.
There we go. You get your hand out from behind it. That's what the problem was. It was picking up your fingers. Right there. Anyway, we got Deep South on the blade of it. This is a Red Stag Barlow. Some of you have already purchased this knife from us. But this week, at some point this week, we're going to figure out how we're going to give this knife away.
Yeah.
In a video. I don't actually know.
We'll mention it on Pecan Grove since it is Pecan Grove that
Now I can't get that in there. Your fingers are littler than mine. We are still waiting on our Pecan Grove knives.
You move over this way a little.
That we're having made. I mailed a gentleman up there some more pecan wood. He said he was at Bear & Sons. He said he was a little bit short on pecan wood, so I mailed him some more. So
let me see if I have that picture still. I can show you.
We're going to try to see if we can't get those knives in, and I think we said 75 would be the cheapest that we could sell them at.
I don't have it with the it's going to have pecan.
I thought you had it with the.
I did, but I don't know. Let me see if I can find it while you're talking.
Oh, anyway, read what you sow, garden. Mr. Denny, how do I keep birds away from my blueberry bush? It's called a BB gun or a pellet gun or whatever. That's what I do. Charlie Hicks says, I love carrying a Barlow, or like carrying a Barlow. Prep for Eternity said, very nice. Jennifer has been wanting a new little knife. Awesome.
All right, I got to figure out.
Nancy Tharp says, can Danny video how to sharpen the knife, stone and oil he uses?
Okay,
this is the new pocket knife we're having made here.
It's pecan, but it's hard to...
You got it, it's perfect.
The brown is showing up as well. And the color in the brown, it's picking up the words off of there.
Yeah.
But it's got the black streaks through the pecan wood.
Texas chopper, yes. You need to shade your carrots when it gets really hot. If you don't, they'll wilt down on you.
And what kind of knife is this? This is a...
Trapper.
A trapper.
It's about a 4.5 inch trapper, I believe, is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's a 4-inch, but I'm not 100%. Those should be ready within a week or so. Anyway, we'll find out one day. People like the knives and the somebody said flashlights. I haven't done anything with Olight in a long time. It's just getting really tough to do videos with a lot of these companies and stuff, and not many people buy from them. So I've got enough Olights to last me and Danny for quite a while, so I don't really need an extra one.
Laura says, you guys are killing me. My husband is going to
start thinking
I have whatever.
Yeah, it's a beautiful knife. We wanted to do one with the pecan for Pecan Grove, and then we want to do a specialty knife for Deep South Homestead in general.
Yeah. With
either cherry
or spalted maple.
Yeah, spalted maple's the other one. It's according to which one works best when he starts dealing with it.
Yeah.
She said her husband's gonna think she has a new collection of king knives. Oh, I am looking for a specific one, and I don't know what I'm looking for, but I want something with a touch of blue in it, and they hadn't found my knife yet, so they're looking. So we deal with Deep South Cutlery here in town. That's who we're going through, and they are dealing with Bear and Son to make them.
Old Dominion Homestead said, how are your eyes? Well, Ms. Wanda's got to have surgery on her eyes. She's got to have cataracts removed. My eyes, he said I had a lot of stigma in my eyes. He said, I got a pair of glasses I'm supposed to pick up in a week.
Let me see where I'm at.
That is, they got my visions at 20/20. I mean, he says you got perfect vision, Danny. He said I did have 15/20 last year, but this year I've got 20/20.
Yeah. The problem is Danny has astigmatism that's making one eye fight the other eye.
Yeah.
And that's why he's wanting to get glasses to correct that so he can drive and stuff. And I will have surgery sometime in May, toward the end of May, I guess. 1 week I'll have it on one eye and the next week on the other.
And they told Wanda there's no need to get glasses or anything like that because it's not going to change anything. And perhaps when she has the surgery done, she may even have 20/20 vision when she gets through. Yeah.
And they are talking about the Olights. Yes, the Olights do have a lifetime warranty now. And several people said they have them because of me. We really like them because we have one in each vehicle. We have one in every house, everywhere. Every time you turn around, we've got one stashed because they stay, if you don't use them very often, they stay charged for a really long time.
Yeah. I mean, even when I went for my eye exam the other day, I read letters that was so little that the eye doctor said, I'm just going to take your word for it because I can't hardly see them. I mean, down to, I don't know if I could get it. I read letters down to like that big.
They were really tiny.
Tiny, way out in front of me out there. And y'all have to realize I had it's very frustrating to me because I had perfect vision all my life. I've never known what it was to not be able to see perfect. And now that I have stigmatism in my eyes and got just 20/20 vision, to me, I've got problems, you know, because my vision's always been better than 20/20. That was the reason why when I was a long distance shooter, I could do so well, is because I could see perfect, you know.
Bama Gardner is on here today. She says she's sitting back listening. She's going through radiation again this week. They found another spot on her hip. Oh, we'll be praying for you, Bama.
Jennifer said her mom's going back for surgery again
Soon. Bart says he planted his Denny corn today.
How about that? My Jimmy Red is...
I want to know about your...
the place on my arm?
How's it doing?
I don't even see it.
It's pretty much gone.
I mean, I don't know if I can get my arm up here. Let's see if I can bring my arm up. Where, I mean, guys, it's gone.
Usually you could.
It would be like right. It would be like right here somewhere on my arm. Now there's a scar I have right there because I split my arm open the other day. But it was right in. It was like right in here.
It was like a white spot, like a scar or something.
It looked like it just like had a crusty white spot on it, and I could scrape it off, and it would turn snow white, and it would be like just like a powdery look on it, and it was there for, gosh, almost 2 years.
2 years probably.
And then one day she just decided, she said, I'm going to rub that geranium on there because I know it'll get rid of that, and it did.
Yeah, he used it, what, 3 or 4 times?
3 times. I used it 3 times on it.
And geranium is really good for rubbing on any skin issues. Just crush the leaf and rub it on. Mr. Denny, can golden bantam corn cross-pollinate with...
Denny corn. If you let them pollinate at the same time, yes, because golden bantam is an heirloom sweet corn, and if you have the Denny corn tossling at exactly the same time, it will. Now, we have ours planted together right here. I have the sweet corn planted with the Jimmy Red, but the sweet corn should tossle this week, and the Jimmy Red should be another.
We've got some sweet corn starting to tossle, so we're excited. Did you get your tractor tire fixed?
Oh yeah, it didn't take 5 minutes. I mean, I just had to put a new valve stem in it and run a rope around the middle of it, put a piece of pipe in it and twist it to make the tire pop back out. Always use, when you have a tubeless tire, always use dishwashing liquid around your rim so that when it goes to air up, it'll seal off right quick and air up on you.
All right, where did you get your fertilizer with zinc?
Oh, I got it right here at Joe's here in town.
South.
Old South, but he doesn't have anymore. He was having it custom mixed in Kentwood, Louisiana. They were custom mixing it for him. They were putting, I want to say like 5% zinc in with triple 13 fertilizer. Now he ordered, I have a full bag of zinc out here, just pure zinc that he ordered for me. But you better get ready to pay for that because it's like $100-something a bag.
Yeah, several people said their Denny corn's up. They're excited. We just didn't plant Denny corn this year because we planted so much last year.
We still have a lot
of. He wanted to do the Jimmy Red, and it's up. It's over waist high.
The Jimmy Red's up here.
Is it that tall now?
It's up to here. I walked through it today.
I didn't walk through it. I just knew it was tall.
Yeah, it's up to my neck. And I'm tall. Okay, Grant T says that's called keratosis, Danny. I don't know what that is. I guess he's talking about the geranium.
What was on your arm?
Oh, what was on my arm is called keratosis. Okay, I don't know what that is, but
yeah. Reap What You Sow Gardening says, if I grow bottle gourds and cucumbers together, will they cross?
And make a toxic cucumber. Well, Reap What You Sow, always look at the genus names of your plants that you're planting. If they're the same genus name, then yes, they will cross-pollinate. If they're not the same genus name, then they will not cross-pollinate.
Janet A says, Joe Williams is a nice guy. Yeah.
Yep.
So is his daughter and
we love
stepson. Not stepson.
Jessica.
Her husband, son-in-law.
Yeah, his son-in-law. Yeah, Jessica and Cameron. We like them both.
Next season, planning on canning some deer meat. Any suggestions?
Yeah, don't pre-cook it. We don't pre-cook ours. We just cold pack it in the jars, put it in a pressure canner, and put a little bit of liquid in there with
salt.
it, and salt.
Have you ever planted Bloody
Butcher corn? No, I never have planted the Bloody Butcher. Just never have.
Missing honeybees. We've had quite a few bees around.
We've got a neighbor that's got like 100 boxes on his property up here, so we don't have.
Just regular bees and other stuff seem to be plentiful in these woods right now.
These companies bring them in here around us every year, and they're just I mean, sometimes you can't get outside.
Jim said both of his beehives died.
What happens is hive beetles hits those hives and literally wipes them out.
I have a lot of honey stored up, and we have a friend that, what is the name of those buildings? Anderson Enterprises. Stefan raises bees and honey, and we've gotten several jars from him. And so if I need some, I'll probably go back to him instead of trying to grow my own bees.
Ronald Hagan says, Danny, does the tariffs worry you? No, they do not worry me. If people understood how tariffs worked, then they would understand it's not anything to be concerned about. We've been paying tariffs to other countries for decades. All we're asking is for them to give us just to pay it back. You know, I mean, we're the ones we've been losing for decades, and literally now that we start talking about charging people tariffs coming into our country, people's freaking out. Yeah, it's going to slow things down, but you got to look at the GDP, the overall of everything. It's going to make us a lot better off than what we were financially, because we're at what, $31 trillion deep in debt right now? God, there's no way to pay that back. Okay, this is by design. The only way you can do this is file bankruptcy and start over, and that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to file bankruptcy on the whole thing, and then when they're going to go over to a digital currency and just wipe the slate clean and start with digital. It's going to be a good way to get digital in here, okay? I mean, that's how that's going to work.
3B Homestead said, thank you for showing us how good the Freedom Blackberries are. We planted them after watching y'all, and we love them. They're amazing. I actually ate a couple this week.
Which Wanda has been eating a few this week. Now, I've been eating the wild dewberries because as I've been out working around, they're just everywhere. And I just go along there just popping them in my mouth, just eating them like candy. Of course, I hadn't told Wanda because she's had surgery on her mouth and she can't eat them. So
no.
No.
Yesterday was not a good day. Let's just put it that way.
Yesterday was not.
The day before, I woke up with a slight toothache, and it developed into a headache, and it got all down into here before nightfall. And I had a really rough night. And yesterday morning, it took me 3 different dentists before I found somebody that could take me in. And then when I got there, it took a couple of hours. I was probably there 2 hours or more. Then they were working me in, I guess. And then when I got home, he had to drill and cut the tooth because it was curved around the bone. And that's what happens to my teeth when I have something done. If y'all remember last year, I had it done. And so he drilled and cut it out. And then we had to wait on the medicine. I finally got the medicine and got home.
Yeah.
And by last night, I was hurting so bad, and I took the medicine, and it just knocked me out. And during the night, I got up, and I was hurting. I had to take it again. When I got up this morning, I was so sick I just couldn't, because I didn't eat hardly anything yesterday. And so this morning was a bad morning, but I quit taking, what was that?
Norco. She was taking Norco 7.5, and I told her,
it was making me sick.
I said, Wanda, that is some bad stuff. You don't need to be taking that.
And so I had some Ibuprofen 800. So this morning around 10, 11 o'clock, I took the Ibuprofen 800. And of quit with the Norco, and I have been fine ever since. The
Yeah.
pain in my tooth is not totally gone, but it's better. But this is not making me sick. I even threw up this morning. I was so sick.
Yeah.
So I can't take that weird. I don't take meds.
Yeah,
so.
we just don't take meds, and when she does take something, it really, and plus this has codeine in it, or codone in it, and hydrocodone in
that's
it.
what it was.
And that stuff is horrible for you anyway, you know.
Yeah, it made me sick.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling better.
And the thing about it is, I told Wanda, I said, most all of our medication comes from the big C, you know. I mean, who knows what they're putting in that stupid stuff?
I have a lot of clove oil and different stuff that I used ahead of time.
Yeah.
And all, but it would kill the pain for a while, but it would always come back. So.
Kelly Waldrop says, which mulch is better for fruit trees, pine bark mulch or hardwood mulch? Technically, I don't use either one. It depends on where you live at in the United States. If you live anywhere where there's fire ants, I wouldn't use either one of them. But I would use something like pine straw or something. Well, pine straw is going to make the soil more acidic. Of course, bark is going to make the soil more acidic. Wood chips is going to make the soil more acidic, no matter what it is, because all of them require a lot of nitrogen to break them down. I just let the grass grow up around mine, right up to the tree, and I let it get kind of deep so that the sun doesn't heat the ground up too much around the tree. And as you'll notice if you watch some of my videos in the near future, you'll see that I don't cut the grass right up around my trees.
I do have oregano oil too.
Yeah.
And somebody says, am I going to a dentist? Yes, I went to a dentist and had it taken out. And they said if I had any problems to come back, which is the weekend. But I think it's going to be better. The medicine's what was making me sick. It wasn't the tooth that was doing the damage this time. I think it was the medicine.
Let's see. Tim Helgerson says, I'm eating Freedom Blackberries right now. Oh, Tim, if you and Heidi need some more sweet potato slips, I have the White Nancy Halls. I have the bunch. It's called bunching Puerto Rican yams. They don't make vines that run everywhere. They're made to grow in like containers. Mm-hmm. I have some of them, and then I have some Purple Magic sweet potatoes. Now, Mr. George told he called
this week
and talked to me this week, and he sent me some to try out on my place here, and it was a lot more than what I could use. And if y'all are interested in them, you're more than welcome to them. I got them healed in the high tunnel right now, just inside some good old moist dirt there to keep them alive till I could get a chance to talk to you and see if you wanted them. But I don't need. There was too many for what I had. I mean, I'm up to 1,000 sweet potato plants now. I don't know what and Mr. George is actually going to send me some sweet potatoes to actually cook and give him my opinion on how they taste.
Yeah.
We're going to probably be doing a video on that here pretty soon. I'm actually anxious to, see how it all turns out.
Yeah.
But anyway, things are really looking up with the sweet potatoes right now. As long as nothing happens to them, they don't all die.
Yeah.
And I make 1 pound per plant. I have 1,000 pounds of sweet potatoes.
We can feed family and friends and us and everybody else. We have sweet potato fries every day.
Yeah,
That's our goal.
I don't know where we're going to store them all. That's the biggest issue right now. I don't know where I'm going to store them. I guess the cows is going to get sweet potatoes. The rabbits is going to get sweet potatoes. We're going to get sweet potatoes. The kids is going to get sweet potatoes. Friends are going to get sweet potatoes.
So, somebody come to our house, they leave them with sweet potatoes.
You're going to leave with a sweet potato. As long as they do well.
If they don't do well, at least we'll have some.
We'll have some.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, yeah. Laura said he was.
Your daughter said she would take some off your hands. She wanted to grow some. Probably those that grow in the container would be good for
That would
her.
be so good for her.
If
Yeah,
you
she
have-
wants some to can, is what she said.
Oh, she wants sweet. Oh, she ain't wanting to grow.
No, she ain't growing. She wants them to can.
Okay, come on, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I was going to get you to grow some sweet potatoes. Huh. Never mind. She wants some to can. Oh.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait on the Beauregards. We pretty much sold him out on the Beauregards there last week.
Yeah. He had the other varieties, but the Beauregard sold out.
Yeah.
We talked to him for what, nearly an hour the other day.
We talked to him for a pretty good while, yeah.
Really nice guy, and
I eat sweet potatoes every day of my life because what most people don't realize is sweet potatoes are a superfood. It is probably if I could only grow one vegetable, if you want to call it a vegetable, if I could only grow one thing in the garden, what would it be? It would be sweet potatoes.
mm-hmm.
Because sweet potatoes literally have everything that the body needs to survive.
Yeah. I think as far as me, I would love to have sweet potatoes. I mean, because they can be sweet or they can be savory. You can do it either way, and they store for a long period of time. I mean, we had some that we stored almost all winter. They went from the end of the summer to January or February. When was the last time I cooked some fresh? January, I think.
It was in January. Oh, it might have been in February.
Somewhere along in there, so that they'll store a long time fresh. And if you have a potato or two, you can always make your own slips. So it's a plus. It's a win-win. You save your own. Danny was just in a hurry this year. He wanted
Yes, Tim.
all his planted.
I think they would grow good in the super sack idea, Tim. I really do, because especially these Puerto Rican ones, because that's what they're made for. They don't have a lot of vines on them. They're mainly it's called a bunching potato. They grow in like a big bunch and they got short vines on them.
Okay, our friends at Coffee Crafters, Silver Run Coffee Crafters, they're out of town this weekend. One of their sons is getting married.
Yeah.
And she and I are working on something for Mother's Day for next weekend, so I'm going to have a Mother's Day gift little packet done up for y'all. Somebody will win next weekend, but tonight I'm going to give away a black gold, a 4 ounce of black gold. That's one of their smoothest coffees I think they make. One of the really, it's not a dark coffee, it's like a medium and like a breakfast coffee, I guess you would say. And so tonight I'd like to give it to a mother a week early, even though this is not a Mother's Day gift. Next week will be the Mother's Day gift. But do we have any young mothers in here that have children, say, under 18? I'm just looking for a young mother.
I'm trying to keep these questions. Yes, it's quite, I didn't see who the name was. It's quite common for the Toro mower to vibrate while it's idling. When you race it up, it quits vibrating. Mine does the same exact thing. Somebody asked about yams and sweet potatoes. Yams and sweet potatoes are two totally different things. Yams don't even grow in the United States unless they've been specifically brought here. They mainly grow in the Caribbean and Africa. And if you ever looked at one of them, it looks horrible. Okay, we had some of them here. David DeGood brought me some of them here. They're very invasive. If you ever get them started and you can't control them, they're very invasive. And I do not, I would rather have my sweet potatoes any day than I have a yam, because they are not, a sweet potato, it is not a yam.
We don't have any young people on here.
Everybody says I identify as an 18-year-old.
Well, I was hoping to bless a younger mother, because I know our older ladies, most of them are older that I send it to.
So it said my kids are in the 30s. My kid is 16.
We don't have any young people watch us, obviously. Well, I know, what's his name? The little guy, Reap What You Sow.
Yeah.
He's a young guy, but I was looking for a mother. Reap What You Sow is only 14, but you're not a young mother, so.
Yeah.
their young grandmother. I guess I'm going to have to refresh what I said.
Renee said, I have
Melissa Viscanti is the only one I saw. Melissa is Viscanti? Melissa Viscanti? You'll have to send me a...
Auntie Am says, I'm youngest at 19.
Melissa, send me an email at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. I just now saw Renee.
She has a 9 and a 13-year-old.
But I don't know which Renee. Is it just Renee? At RENEA. I can't go backwards, guys. I don't have any way to go backwards. So Melissa Viscanti, and is it just
now
Renee?
there's 3B Homestead, so they have a toddler. Brooke is 25.
25.
Yeah, you know, over there, they're in Oklahoma. 3B Homestead, him and Brooke.
Okay, but I've got Melissa Viscanti and Renee. I'm not sure. Renee, if you're on here, the at Renee that they're putting up so I can see. Now see, I see a few people now are saying that they have someone younger, but I've done chose a couple. So Renee, where are you at? I know Melissa sent me an
RENAE.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, I'm a mom of 9 and 13-year-old, both boys. You need some coffee. I'll send you Happy's cup.
Pete Gatlin says young moms can do a live at 7.
All right, so Renee, I'm going to send you Happy's cup. That is a little bit more wake me up coffee. You got 2 boys, you need you need the wake me up coffee. So y'all send me an email at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com, and next week we will have some kind of something together with coffee.
Gene Blair says, I'm 21 years old, stuck in a 71-year-old body.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Oh, man.
Y'all will enjoy the coffees.
You will. You'll enjoy it.
And I'm hoping to get some things for the next one done for next week. So y'all will enjoy that for Mother's Day. We may have something else for Mother's Day. I don't know. We'll see what all Denny can come up with. He ain't the one to come up with stuff.
I don't come up with stuff. I just do stuff. I don't come up with it.
Oh man, butt wrinkles. I've been called a mother, but the language is not appropriate here.
Dickie says, do you want a copy of or The Intelligent Gardener? David the Good recommended it. Do I have that book?
I don't know.
I can't remember if I have that book or not, Dickie. I have to look and see if I even have that book. It sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I'd have to
I've got
look it up
so many books until...
Yeah, we do.
I'd hate to get you... I'd hate to say yes and then I already have it.
Yeah. And we've got our books scattered right now, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
some are still boxed up, some are in one place, and some are in another.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right, so it's getting close to...
Oh, it's 7. Well, I got my watch on. So
7:54.
The computer time and my watch time is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
We've got a lot going on, and the New York Rednecks says I got 7 under 5.
Oh!
If I'd have known that, I'd have sent you some.
New York Redneck. Oh my goodness! You do know where these are coming from? I'm sure. If you got 7 of them under 5.
Woo, she has to have some twins there somewhere.
I hope y'all got this thing figured out.
Yeah, I think she's got to have some twins.
I do see where it says they insert.
I did see that, but I don't know how to do anything about it, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll let me know. It said it'll tell us. It'll pop up on here saying they're inserting ads in 3 seconds or something, or some viewers may see ads in 3 seconds. And
yeah.
They said they're rabbits.
Oh, I was fixing to say. Well, rabbits are called kids.
No, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tomorrow, And we're not going to be able to go because I hadn't been feeling too good, and I'm not pushing my luck on what I'm doing tomorrow. But my son and his wife are going to have a reveal, and we're going to be watching via live stream tomorrow, Facebook Live or whatever, and find out if we're having a girl.
Oh, okay.
Or a boy.
A boy.
Because I said a girl and Denny said
no, they're going to have a boy. I mean, you look at them. I mean, Patty, bless her heart, she is going to have a boy. You know, I mean, I don't care what anybody says, she's going to have a boy.
Susie Q says, why would my grapes have dried up? Are you still having cold weather?
I don't know.
Cold nights?
I don't know why grapes would dry up.
Some of ours did on ours where his tags were. Some made it and some didn't. I think the weather turning cold at night, hot during the day, affected even the pollination.
Yeah.
Would be some of it.
Okay, Vicky Shelby says, Danny, can the triple 10 be spread all over the dirt and tilled in? Yeah, you can do that. Just be aware that I don't know how far apart your rows are, but you could be growing a lot of grass and weeds out in the middle of the rows instead of, you know, right where you're at.
Joey says, JT West says, it's raining here. Oh, thanks the Lord.
We've been praying for you, Joey, but let me tell you something, brother. Your rain is going to last for a while if what I've heard is correct. The whole eastern side of the United States is going to pretty much get flooded.
Y'all going to get a good bit of rain.
Yeah, you're going to get a good bit, but then, you know, I looked at your soil. You was showing your soil there. That looks like the deep south soil that y'all got there. And I know what you mean when you say you need rain, but your soil is probably heavier than our soil is. So when you get it, it might be a week or two before you can get back in there as much rain as they say you're going to get.
Yeah. We're supposed to get rain for what, the next 3 or 4 days?
Well, we got two days. I'm needing to cut hay, and I need 3 days of good weather to get my hay in, and the best I can do is every third day it rains, and my ryegrass is like 3.5 feet deep, and the seeds are starting to turn brown on it, and I really need to cut it right now, but I can't do it because I can only get 2 days of pretty weather and then rain, and it just ain't going.
See if I can show them. Well, where am I at?
I mean, I don't know if that.
It is pretty.
It is beautiful. I mean, it is it's like 3.5 feet deep.
Yeah.
And probably the best ryegrass I've ever grown. And normally we don't get rain very often down here this time of the year. And here we are now in a rainy pattern. And what it is we got 2 blocking highs in the United States, and we're caught in between them here, and it's just a mess. Let's see.
All right, Tony Miles says, would you purchase a Deep South Homestead hat if you had some Richardson's made up? Oh, he would purchase.
Oh, you would purchase a Deep South. Okay, yeah.
We have, Carrie is working on
my
that.
daughter lives right down there next to you, Tony, and she is in the process, I think, of making some stuff like that.
I need to talk about a t-shirt idea too. Now, all my patrons already know what the t-shirt is, and I've already showed them. Carrie has it up now. Let me see where. Now it doesn't have the E on it. She printed them this way to start with. It's called Madam Gardner with no E, but it's going to look like that, and it's for all of you women for Mother's Day and stuff you want to order. She did them in green. I don't know if that looks gray, but it's a green color. I don't know why it's showing the weird colors. And that blue. And then pink. It's purple. The pink's not doing it justice. See, the pink looks amazing, but it looks washed out there. pink, purple, green, and blue. And she's got those up, and then she's working on a different one. I was supposed to meet her yesterday and got a t-shirt to wear tonight, but I just didn't feel like trying to meet them yesterday.
Read what you sow. It says, Mr. Denny, how many tractors do you have? I got 4 right now.
3.
I still got one sitting over at Deep South.
That's what I'm saying. You got 4.
I have 4 tractors right now.
We're trying to decide.
I need one more. I need one more Farm All Cub, and I'll have everything I need.
All right. RCF Designs, that is Carrie's Designs. She took the E off. It wasn't supposed to have the E. It was supposed to be Madam Gardener instead of Master Gardener. I am not a Master Gardener. I am a Madam Gardener.
Better late than never. What's the name of the blueberry bushes y'all like? Premier. The Premier blueberries, as far as I'm concerned, are the best.
Yeah.
Old Dominion said, I wish there was a Mr. Duke t-shirt.
I'll have to get Carrie to see about it. I don't know if I have a picture that she could kind of make a Mr. Duke.
Oh man, Buck Reckles says, you can never have too many tractors. And I am 100% agree.
He agrees with you.
I agree with you 100%.
And you never have enough equipment because he's still talking about different equipment. And I'm like, oh, you got to slow up. He's still talking about equipment.
Redneck Prepper says, New York Redneck says, my neighbor who passed has a cub. I'll trailer it down to you if his sons allow. Well, it depends on what kind of shape it's in and how much he wants for it.
Charles McCullough said, I planted corn today. What kind of fertilizer should I use?
I planted corn today. What kind of fertilizer? Well, if you've done planted the corn, you should have used fertilizer when you planted it, but I always use triple 13 when I first plant it because corn loves nitrogen. And then when it's about 8 inches tall, I come back and I hit it with ammonium sulfate on the sides, underneath the soil. And then when it's about 20 to 24 inches tall, somewhere in that area, because my cub will still plow it, I come back and I mix ammonium sulfate with triple 13, and I pour it to it again, and then I don't fool with it after that. 3B Homestead says, can I grow blueberries in a mineral tub? You can, but you'll have to realize you'll have to find a variety that's more of a bush variety than the big tree varieties are. They make the rabbit eye varieties that makes a smaller bush.
They also have a small.
They have miniature or dwarf blueberries. They have the dwarf blueberries that would grow in tubs fine. We're actually 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So y'all, several of you've already put prayer requests up, but Joe Mama says to pray for Scott. Lots of them have already been putting their request up, like Abama Gardner and Miss Mary Beth, and some of them.
We got a good praise report last week from Jennifer. Said that her father-in-law that had triple bypass surgery was up and doing well. He was out actually working the day after surgery, sounded like. So that's a good thing.
Miss Allison's back. She's been having some trouble with her back.
We need to pray for, is it Lippy? Miss Lippy needs prayer.
Started a new medicine yesterday, and she's not been, it's taking its toll on her today, but she has to get used to it before her body starts working with it. So today's been her worst day with that medicine. So she should have some better days.
The I Am of Me has an unspoken. Next it says, pray for my kids' salvation.
Renee's kids, their father has cancer, for Howard and Renee. Child of God for children and a dream of a small homestead.
Okay. Lots and lots of prayer requests here, guys. It's we living in the last days, and you know the Lord tells us in the last days there's going to be many things that's going to come upon us, and it just seems like there's no end to it. The food system since 1980, I think it's 1985. Since 1985, the food system in the grocery stores has there's been a plan underway to make the public sick, and based on all the prayers that people throw out because of everything going on, I totally get it. My dad used to tell me about when he was a younger man, even up when he was in his 30s, they would have competitions. He was a putwooder, and they would have competitions as to what guy could pick up the largest log on his shoulders and tote it and put it on a trailer. And he said he's seen some men pick up 12-inch diameter pine 6.5 feet long and throw it up on their shoulders and walk across and throw it up on a truck. And these guys didn't have back problems. You know, I mean.
And they were little bitty skinny guys.
Little skinny guys. Dave said he'd seen guys put so much weight on their shoulders and tote it. It was so heavy that their bodies would just sit and tremble, like just sit and shake, and they couldn't get it off of them. It was so heavy. They had to have help getting it off their shoulders. I mean, and these guys
had muscles.
They were just hard as rocks, you know. Their bone structures was different than our bone structures are. Mm-hmm. And it just...
Now you pick something up and it's like everybody in your body.
Everybody's like, oh, I hurt my back, you know. And of course now when my dad was, even when I was a kid, my dad, every night before he went to bed, he drank buttermilk and cornbread. That was his two things, was buttermilk and cornbread. And if he didn't have any buttermilk, he would tell Mama to set a gallon of milk out on the counter and let it clabber so he'd have it for the next day to drink when he got up in the morning. I mean, the man was tough as a lighter knot. I mean, never complained about having stomach issues. Ate salt meat every day of his life, just about. Mama would take that stuff and cut it up and buy salt pork and cut it up in big old thick slices and boil it for about 20 minutes and then put it over in a pan and fry it, and he would eat that for supper with old greasy French fries were cooked in lard his whole life, and lived to be 86 years old. I mean,
but people nowadays aren't getting all the vitamins and minerals, and plus you're getting a chemical. It doesn't matter what you buy from the store, almost anything has something in it, doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
And the milk is not the same as the milk his dad drank. Even the cornbread is not the same.
Right. What you go to the grocery store and buy for cornbread to make cornbread with is not real cornmeal.
It's got a lot of flour added to it.
Plus, it's been enriched. Yeah. They take stuff out of it, they bleach it, and then they enrich it
back.
Yeah.
So when we make cornbread with our Denny corn that we've grown and raised and ground and all, it has more of the nutrients in it. But even that, our soil may not be as nutrient rich as it should. As the earth ages, it's just like us. It ages, it loses its pop of stuff, I guess. Yeah. It's not being put back like it should. So, it's one of those things.
I've always said, I'll never be the man my daddy was physically. You know, I mean, my daddy was just a man. He stood 6 foot 3 inches tall, 200 something pounds. He was just a man.
And somebody asked, do you think RFK would ever get it back? He can take chemicals out of food or have it banned, and that would help. But it's never going to go back.
Let me put it to you this way. The damage has already been done.
Yeah.
Now, he can get stuff took out, and hopefully the newer generation or the younger generation coming on might benefit from it. But the honest to God truth is,
30 and above.
Anybody who's been on the system any length of time, it's the damage has been done, you know. And
it would help our children and grandchildren.
Yeah, maybe. It would. It would help them. But people talking about. Let me throw something at you before we get off of here. People keep talking about, is it okay to freeze raw milk, about drinking raw milk and stuff like that. My daddy, I'm going to tell you what my daddy used to tell me. My daddy used to tell me, he said, son, humans are the only mammals on the face of the earth that continues to drink milk after they're weaned. He said it's absolutely unnecessary to drink milk. He said, I don't drink milk. I drink buttermilk, or some people call it sweet milk or clabbered milk. He said, I do not drink plain milk. He said, I don't like it. I don't want nothing to do with it because it's absolutely not good for you. And I never argued with him. I don't drink milk personally. I haven't drank a glass of milk in probably 40 or maybe even 50 years.
I thought you drank it when you were in your 20s, maybe?
No, I never drank milk. The only milk I've ever drank in my life was goat milk.
When y'all had goat milk?
When I milked my goats, I would drink a little of the goat milk to taste it and make sure it was okay. I didn't just drink it. I would drink it to taste it. But other than that,
I've never drank milk. I don't like milk.
I don't like milk. I've never liked milk. Everybody goes, yeah, but you don't get no vitamin, you don't get no calcium. All that comes from the sun and stuff anyway, the vitamin D and all that.
I never have. The only way I liked milk as a kid was cereal. If mom bought cereal and I poured milk in my cereal, that was it. But I didn't drink the milk after I just pretty much ate the cereal and got a little bit of milk with it.
Yeah.
I just never liked milk.
Yeah, it's now I love things made with milk. Mm-hmm. I like cheese. I love homemade cheese.
I love cream cheese.
Cream cheese. Now I don't like cottage cheese, but I do like certain things made with milk.
I like yogurt.
I like butter. Yeah. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I make my own butter when I can come up with the cream. And I have cows out here that I can milk. As a matter of fact, one of them was standing in the field out there today when I put new hay in the ring for them. And I walked back there with my cows occasionally. I reached down there and took her teats and was sitting there just milking away. And she just turned her head back there and looked at me and went right back to eating, you know. I do my cows that way just in case I ever need the milk to make butter out of or something like that. I'm not going to drink it, but I'll make butter out of it. Anyway, we done went way over our time.
How was the 4-layer delight? It was really good.
It was pretty
good.
It was finished up pretty quick. I'll say that.
It turned out all right.
But anyway, we need to pray before we get these people get ready to go to bed. Father, we're thankful tonight that you've blessed us. It's been a good night. We've had a good chat tonight, Lord, and I thank you for blessing us and allowing us to be a blessing to others. And Father, we have many prayer requests that went up tonight. As a matter of fact, that's why we went a little over. We're sitting here talking about things that used to be and are not anymore. In the scriptures, you even have a lot to say in the scriptures about eating honey and eating butter, to know that to choose the good and refuse the evil. And Father, we know that what that just simply means is everything that we eat is to be done in moderation. We're not to gorge in food. We're not to sit and overeat, Lord, but to just eat a regular meal and to have everything in moderation, because if we don't, what you're trying to teach us there is it'll make us sick. And thank you for things like that in your word, Father, that actually is beneficial to us in these physical bodies that we dwell in. And Lord, we think about all the requests that was made here tonight. Oh my goodness, we've got several friends that are having some issues. I pray tonight even for Wanda's jaw, her jaw will get well quickly, and in the name of Christ, it won't give her any more trouble. And Lord, in the name of our Savior and Messiah tonight, all the requests that was made here, May your will be done in their lives, and may they be healing for the bodies of those that are needed here. And Lord, people that are looking for financial blessings so that they can be able to purchase a homestead and be able to move forward, Lord, really, the time is, it's almost gone, to be honest with you. We only have a very short amount of time left to be able to even consider doing anything like that. I plant fruit trees because I hope that someday in the future that someone might enjoy them, even though in my heart I know that probably will not be the case, but I do it anyway, Lord, because I try to do it through faith. And Lord, we think about our country and the situation that it's in and the things that our leaders are trying to do to correct the damage that's been done. I personally don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to leave that to you, Father. If it's your will, then I'm praying that it will be done, Father, and that your will be done. And thank you for the people that we do have in office that's actually putting forth the effort right now. I'm hoping and praying that they can actually pull some of this stuff off. And I know they're going to have your blessings in order to be able to do it. So I'm asking you to bless them also, Father. Go with us through the night. Guide and direct us. Forgive us where we failed you. And we'll give you the honor, the praise, and the glory for everything in our lives. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen. Whew. Okay. Man. Yes, thank you, Jesus, for your healing. Amen.
All right.
Let's see. Permaculture is the proper culture. We need more food forests and less lawns. Amen. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I really agree with that.
Now I'm getting sleepy.
Don't get sleepy on me. You've been sleeping all day. Come on.
I didn't sleep last night or the night before.
I know. Yeah.
They want to know, do you have a tip?
Oh, do I have a tip for tonight? You know,
don't eat bad fruit.
Yeah. Don't play in the middle of the road. No. Guys, I don't ever predict anything. I don't believe in it. But we're having some earthquakes and we're having some seismic activity that's taking place in the earth right now. And it's down next to the coast plates, just off the coast of Central America down there. And if one of these, what are you doing?
I just hit that to skip. Go ahead. And
if one of these happens to if one of these happens to go off at the coast plate, we as a nation are going to be in trouble, because those fracture lines run up down the San Andreas fault line, and the San Andreas will set off all the ones coming across the United States that no one's actually talking about, and they will come all the way to the New Madrid. And this is not going to be good for our country. And it's literally, I'm praying that it don't happen, okay? There's people out there that's saying that this is going to happen, and it's not going to be long off that it does happen. But I'm asking the Lord, and I would like for y'all to join in with me, asking the Lord to give us a reprieve from this, because if this actually happens, and it's not just America, it's actually Italy's right in there with us on that, and there's places in Africa guys, we're looking at a global catastrophe here if these things go off like they're talking about going off. And it's not only earthquakes, we're having seismic activity from volcanoes, especially the ones that are deep under the ocean. They're beginning to show up drastically. And guys, and I'm telling you, y'all may think this is a joke, but this is not a joke. Solar cycle 25 is literally, we haven't had anything like what's fixing to happen in solar cycle 25 in the last 600 years. So that's not even in the history of our country, and definitely not in anybody's lifetime we know about. So we are going to possibly face some things later this year, and I'm praying that the Lord would just give us a reprieve and not let this happen, because science is saying it's going to happen. And I'm praying that the living God would have mercy and not allow these things to happen, and that the Lord would hold these things back from happening. Of course, we know from Matthew 24 in the scriptures that we're going to have earthquakes in diverse places, which means places that they normally don't happen. And we're going to have famines. We're going to have pestilences. You guys with the aphids this year, look, pestilences is already happening. We're going to have pestilences. We're going to have famines. We're going to have kingdoms against kingdoms, nations against nations. Like I told you last week, keep your eyes on Syria. Syria right now is a hot spot. This guy that's a ruler over Syria right now, y'all seen what happened last week when I was talking about this? They cut us off right in the middle of it, and it's not even on our video. If you go back and look at the video, when they cut us off, Wanda was talking. I wasn't talking. They took that whole section out of our video.
They're going to take it off again if you don't push.
And I'm sitting here going like, the DOD monitors every word that comes out of our mouths on these, and they knew I was telling the truth when I was talking about El Salvador and all these places like that. They knew it. And they just whacked it off right there in the middle of me talking, and it cut it off of the video. It's not on our videos. We don't even have it to put back on there. I mean, it's all in the Bible, guys. It's all there. It's going to happen. That's why I tell you guys, when these things are, science is saying these things are going to happen, even asteroids. We've got these giant asteroids. We're going into an asteroid belt that's going to be...
But you said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it come out wrong?
You said the ASS and then you stopped and started again.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me.
In the video.
Y'all forgive me. But we're going through an asteroid belt right now, and we could possibly see some impacts from that.
And the end is not yet. You are so right.
And if you read, if you look at my porch time, remember my porch time when I talked about where the Lord, the disciples asked the Lord, said, Lord, when is the end? And he told them all these things was going to happen. And he looked at them and he said, and the end is not yet. In other words, we've got to endure these things.
And there's still things to come.
And there's a lot more to come. And the Bible plainly teaches that what's going to happen, there has never, ever been a time on the face of the earth that we've seen anything this bad. Now you stop and think about Hitler, Mussolini, all these people that's been horrendous, that's murdered millions and millions and millions of people and all this kind of stuff. The Bible says it's going to be even worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
And go back and think about all the things that's happened to the earth and all the civilizations that's been wiped out. Look at the flood. I mean, all these things. God says there's going to be time. It's going to be worse than that. So stop and think about that. And we sit here and talking about, well, Trump's going to do this, or somebody's going to do that, or Putin's going to do this, or Zelensky's going to do this, or Macron's going to do that, or nobody's going to do nothing that God himself does not permit. And I promise you, it will all be in his time frame and nothing else. It's just not going to happen any other way. Because God is in control. The earth is going to go through birth pains just like a woman having a child. And I guarantee you right now, the earth is travailing as I'm speaking right now. What do you think these volcanoes are and earthquakes and all that kind of stuff? It's the earth travailing because of man is destroying it. Man's polluting it so bad. Yeah, so I got to stop. Wanda's hitting me on the leg
I'm
here.
like my jaw's starting to hurt a little bit.
Okay. We got to cut it off at that.
Danny's talking's making my jaw hurt.
Okay. I could keep going because
I'm just joking.
I'm passionate.
Your jaws, you talking's making my jaw hurt. I'm just joking.
I'm passionate about it. God is in control. I don't care what anybody says. You can believe in whoever you want to believe in, but the living God, the one, the true, the only, the living God, He is the one who's in control. Not Trump, not Putin, not
our
Xi,
governors or
not the governors. I mean, stop and think about what I mentioned
you're
last
not
week.
even in control of your own. If you shouldn't be. God should be in control.
You know, I mean, stop and think about it. All the main world leaders right now are all in their late 70s and 80s. Stop and think about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're just years away from all new people taking over, and only God knows.
There was
what they
another
will do.
person stepped down today. Will step down at the end of the year.
Mitch McConnell.
Warren
Mitch McConnell.
Buffett.
Warren Buffett's fixing to step down. Well, he's 90-something years old, man.
I know, but he's been there 60-something years.
Yeah. Warren
All these
Buffett's
older
gone.
people are starting to back out.
Mitch McConnell, they're looking for a replacement for him in the Senate, which he should have been replaced like 40 years ago. But
Warren Buffett was the one I saw today. All right,
we got to get out of here, guys.
I've got to figure out if I can get this.
I got to go hunt armadillos.
I'm having problems with computers, so we've got one that.
I got to go hunting.
We've got one computer that's having issues, and it's my main computer, so I don't know what we're going to do about things. But this one I can edit on if we have something to edit.
We got plenty to edit.
I hadn't filmed very much.
I know you've been sick. I've been out doing everything, and you've been down.
I ain't got nothing, y'all. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So hopefully we'll have something this week, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Good night.